Hey guys, welcome back to the Liminal Detective, and today we're gonna do frutiger aero video, and we're featuring a guest, and her name is Soda Chipmunk.
Hey guys, it's Soda the Chipmunk, and today I'll be featured on the Liminal Detective's YouTube account. I will be speaking about the types of frutiger aero, the history of frutiger aero, and everything to do with frutiger aero with the Liminal Detective. Stay tuned!
Okay, Soda Chipmunk is pretty cool. She's a good guest, and yeah, but in the video, there's gonna be 3 frutiger aero residents, and I'm gonna hide them in the video. And comment below and comment in the comment section if you found it all 3. This is similar to the last video about Liminal Spaces, about finding vulture and chicken, but this time it's about frutiger aero. So yeah, it's gonna be a frutiger aero scavenging hunt. So okay, on to the
video.
Before we talk about frutiger aero, Soda Chipmunk is gonna talk about the history of frutiger aero. So I'll let her talk. Oh wait, before Soda Chipmunk talks, I need to say, if you don't want to listen to the history of frutiger aero and want to skip to the ratings of frutiger aero, go to the timestamp right here and meet me at the ratings of the frutiger aero. Okay, are you guys good now? Okay, let's get to the video.
The history of frutiger aero. Let's talk about it now. So frutiger aero was originally a user interface design that was prevalent, in the 2000s, from the early 2000s until 2010, and it came in many different styles, but it mostly originated from the Microsoft style, and it was in the style of a promised future, which we never got. But what's cool about frutiger aero is that different aspects of life have different designs, which are considered frutiger aero and brought into it. Moving on to the types of frutiger aero. So there are many types of frutiger aero, but the one in the background behind me is known as frutiger nature. It contains many aspects of nature like animals, grass, birds, and ocean aquatic life. There are many types of frutiger aero that branch out from the original frutiger aero. Frutiger aero contains futurism, glass, gradients, glossy textures, bubbles, especially grass and water, the internet, and abstract tech. Also, the other types of frutiger aero that branch out are frutiger jolly, frutiger dorfic, frutiger metro, and many more we'll be talking about. But we will talk more about the types of frutiger aero in depth later in the video, so stay tuned. And now, me and my dear friend, the Liminal Space Chicken, he's huge by the way, will be speaking more about and adding on to the history of frutiger aero.
Yeah, she's pretty small compared to me. I'm like a giant.
But I forgot to mention that frutiger aero was created by a designer named Richard Clark to emulate and make the feelings of comfort and warmth for the future. But frutiger aero incorporates a lot of things, like I mentioned, and frutiger aero has branched out into so many different types, but it is a future that was promised. Again, we never got. So the first type of frutiger aero I'm talking about is frutiger metro. This type of frutiger aero includes different musical aspects, like speakers usually, and it also usually incorporates pastel colors like pink, green, orange, and blue, especially those different colors.
Okay, Soda the Chipmunk explained frutiger metro. Now I'm going to explain frutiger scary. Dang, frutiger scary looks very disturbing and weird. Frutiger scary is a little bit like a normal frutiger picture, but it has like a creepy monster in it. The monster is kind of like those backroom found footage tentacle monsters, and it's also mixed with a frutiger era picture, so it's kind of scary and a frutiger era picture at the same time.
And now, I was speaking about the third type of frutiger era, which is frutiger aqua. This is frutiger aqua, another type of frutiger era. It usually depicts images of water, bubbles, and aquatic animals like fish and other bits. It is mostly associated with being water and clean. This is one of my favorite types of frutiger era. It is kind of cool, and it shows a lot of blue tones, such as dark blue, light blue, and white.
Okay, now we're going to be talking about frutiger. This is a picture of frutiger. Okay, frutiger mostly shows oranges, and it also shows bright colors like orange, red, and white. And frutiger also shows different geometry shapes, like rectangles, squares, and circles.
And now, moving on to the best type of frutiger era, which is frutiger jolly. Christmas, the best time of year, the best aesthetic of frutiger era. It depicts many different items of Christmas, such as Christmas tree decorations, different colors that are festive for that time of year, and are cozy like red, gold, and green, and especially depicts Christmas trees, and like the Christmas magic, also bubbles, Santa Claus, and different items. That is why Christmas is the best time of the year, cozy, and you can feel the Christmas spirit.
Okay, I'm the Liminal Space Chicken, and now I'm going to be covering frutiger evil. And now, this is a picture of frutiger evil. Okay, frutiger evil mostly has like negative stuff. Like this is a frutiger evil picture compared to a frutiger air picture. It's more negative, has dead fish and lava. Yeah, it's more negative overall. And also, frutiger evil also has like dark colors like dark red, black, and dark orange. Okay, and it also has like skulls, warning signs, and dead fish. And also, frutiger evil kind of like a zombie apocalypse. It kind of looks like a bunch of aliens came and destroyed the planet. If I was going on a vacation, I wouldn't go in this frutiger evil world. Okay, now we're going to get to the second half of the video. And hello, viewers. You went to the timestamp of the video and now you're here. So, hello, viewers. Okay, now we're going to be rating frutiger era images. First, we're going to rate frutiger era, then frutiger and so on. So, yeah.
Okay.
Now, on to the next one.
This is a classic frutiger era, which started it all. I would give it a 10 out of 10 because it is so bubbly, futuristic, contains earths, landscapes, and everything cool. I love frutiger era.
Okay, frutiger era to me, it's like an 8.5 out of 10. Okay, first I'll explain the good stuff about it. To me, it's pretty cool. I like the glossiness and like the futuristic vibe. It looks like a super futuristic aesthetic, and it looks really cool overall. It's like rolling hills and cool buildings, and this aesthetic was cool, super cool. Okay, now I'm gonna get to the bad stuff. The bad stuff is sometimes it could be too overstimulating, or sometimes it could be too barren-like. Some images is just like a hill. Right about now, I was thinking to myself, oh, I am seeing way too much stuff. Oh, looks like a frutiger house where it's like a hill with like a lake. It's just like too barren, or sometimes it could be too overstimulating, like a super crowded frutiger city, or it's just like too crowded overall, or it's like too crowded or too barren. So yeah, but it has mostly good things, but it just has some bad stuff. So I just rate it an 8.5 out of 10.
Next is Frutiger Metro. I would give it an 8 out of 10. Although I like the pastel colors, like the pinks, blues, yellows, and greens, I think it's kind of like plain. It has music elements, like speakers. It also has silhouettes of people. It's kind of cool. I like the patterns too, but not as cool as the others.
Frutiger Metro is like a 5 out of 10 to me because it doesn't give me the same feeling as like Frutiger Aero pictures or Frutiger Evil pictures because it's not 3D. It's just 2D images that look like Frutiger Metro. I would give it like a 7 out of 10 if it looked 3D, but it just doesn't look like that, and it doesn't give me the same vibe, so I give it a 5 out of 10.
Next is Frutiger Aqua, and I would give this one a 9.5 out of 10. Not as high as Frutiger Aero, but it is also one of my favorites. I love aquatic life and marine life, and I love water and how crisp and clean it is. And I love all aspects of water, especially the earth-pouring water and different bubbles being clean, crisp, and shiny. I love it.
Okay, Frutiger Aqua to me, it's like an 8. It just looks like Frutiger Aero, but with water. That's just the only thing that bugs me about it, because it just looks like Frutiger Aero, but with water. The positive things is just like I like the glossiness of the water, and I like the fish, and I like the Windows XP style of it. So it's pretty good too, but I give it an 8 out of 10. But it kind of copies Frutiger Aero to me, but it has some cool and unique features too.
Next is Frutiger Dorfik. This is a pretty cool one. I would give it an 8 out of 10. Higher than Frutiger Metro, but lower than Frutiger Aqua. I love the orange futuristic tones, the geometric shapes, and the reds. It's so cool. I love that.
Frutiger Dorfik to me is like a 5.5, but I do like the bright colors of like orange, red, and white. But like with Frutiger Metro, it's just like a 2D image slapped on with the aesthetic. It doesn't have that much depth. Some of them are like 3D, and I appreciate it, but no, most of them just look like that. I gave a 0.5 to the 5 out of 10 rating because some images look cool, they're 3D, and I like them overall. So I put a 0.5 on them.
Next is Frutiger Jolly. It represents the best time of the year and my most favorite time of the year, Christmas. I love the aesthetic of Christmas, especially the tones of red, the greens, and the golds and the blues, because it represents Christmas, and I feel cozy, and I feel the Christmas spirit, and I love the ornaments, and especially when Frutiger Aero is added to it, it's just so magical. I forgot to mention my rating, so I'd give Frutiger Jolly a 9 out of 10.
Aloha, amigos. Okay, I'm gonna be serious now. I give Frutiger Jolly an 8.5 out of 10. I really like the Christmas aesthetic, like the bright lights, the jingle bells, like the snowy aesthetic. I really like it, but sometimes it can be a little overwhelming, a little bit too Christmassy vibe, and it could be too much like one or two colors. Like this image only has like red and white. That's it. It only has 2 colors. So sometimes it lacks in colors, but most of the time it's good. So I give it an 8.5 out of 10.
This is Frutiger evil. I would give this aesthetic a 4 out of 10. And I'll tell you why. It's because the colors are too dark and they represent the zombie apocalypse too much. And it's just too evil and not my vibe. I like things that are happy, bubbly, futuristic. So I don't really like this one. It looks dead to me too.
Frutiger Evil is like a 9.5 out of 10. I really like the evil in it, and I really like the dark and bright colors. Like sometimes the dark colors can be too dark, like the black in this image. It's so dark that you can't see the finer details. But other than that, it's super good. The super darkness does keep it back from being a 10 out of 10. But that's just one problem. The rest of it is really good. I like the evilness. I like the dead. Right there, I was thinking to myself again, wow, I'm saying way too much stuff. Fish, because in Frutiger era, the fish is alive and breathing. This fish is just skeleton. So I like the style and I like the evilness. And it looks like it was nuclear war, and I like that. It was like nuclear war and the whole world into ruin. And it's pretty cool, so I give it a 9.5 out of 10. And now, the next part of the video, we're going to be rating the types of Frutiger era on a tier list. So the Chipmunk's going to be first, and then I'm going to be second. So, we'll let her talk.
So first on my tier list is Frutiger era. I gave it a rating of 10 out of 10. And I would put it at the S tier, top of the tier list, because it is the most classic, original, bubbly, Windows HP Earth vibe, and I really like it. It's also futuristic, so all the reasons I mentioned before, I'd put it on an S tier. Next is Frutiger Dorfik, and I gave it an 8 out of 10. So I would put it at the C on the tier list. And that is because I love the geometrical shapes. I actually really like the colors, especially the oranges. And it's just pretty, futuristic and cozy to me. Next is Frutiger Aqua. And I gave Frutiger Aqua 9.5 out of 10. So that means I would put it still at an A. Although an A represents 9 out of 10, and for specific reasons I mentioned before, I love it a lot, but not as much as Frutiger era original. It's pretty cool. I love marine life, water, and bubbles, and everything to do with water. Next on the tier list is Frutiger Dorfik. I gave it an 8 out of 10 in my rating. So that means I would put it at an A. A is an 8 or 9 out of 10. And for that, for specific reasons I mentioned before, and I think the colors are cool, the geometric shapes in it are cool. I just love it overall. Next is Frutiger Jolly. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. So it would be on the A part of the tier list. And it's because I love Christmas time. It's the best time of the year. I love the aesthetic of Christmas, especially the ornaments, the magic, the Christmas trees, the snow, the villages, and everything. And I would say it's one of my favorite times of the year. Also, I love the Christmas colors like the reds, greens, golds, and blues. Amazing. And last but not least is Frutiger Evil. I gave it a 4 out of 10. So I would put it at a probably B on the tier list. And that's because it's too dark for me. The colors are too black and red. Looks like a zombie apocalypse. And it's just not bright and cozy or nothing of that to me. So that's why I put it at a B on the tier list.
Okay, I gave Frutiger era on the tier list an 8 out of 10. So Frutiger era would be on an A, and I got 2 A's because I don't have enough space on the 1A, so I have to do 2 A's. Okay, so I like frutiger aero, but sometimes it's too overstimulating and all that stuff. And other things that I mentioned before. Yeah, I gave it an 8 out of 10. So, yeah. Okay, I gave frutiger metro and 5 out of 10. Still lower than frutiger aero, but it's around the same level as frutiger evil, where Sada the chipmunk rated. For specific reasons I mentioned before, I put it at a 5 out of 10, and I didn't really like it, so it goes on a B tier where frutiger evil is. Okay, I gave frutiger aqua an 8 out of 10. Okay, for specific reasons I mentioned before, I put frutiger aqua on an 8 out of 10, so it would be on an A tier. And it was pretty good, but it looked like frutiger aero with water, so it was not too good to me. So yeah, I put it on an 8 out of 10. Okay, I gave frutiger dorfic a 5.5 out of 10. And for specific reasons I mentioned before, I didn't really like it too much, and I thought it was just too 2D, so I put it on a B tier. And most people wouldn't think frutiger dorfic is amazing and love it, but to me, I don't really like it too much. Okay, I gave frutiger jolly an 8.5 out of 10. Okay, so how the tier list works is an S is between a 10 and a 9.5. An A is between a 9 and a 7, and so on. And an A is between a 9 and a 7, and frutiger jolly I gave 8.5, so frutiger jolly is an A. And for specific reasons I mentioned before, I really liked frutiger jolly, but it was some stuff wrong about it too, like the coloring and all of that stuff. So I eventually gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Okay, I gave frutiger evil a 9.5 out of 10. Okay, so it'd be on S tier, because like I said before, an S tier is between a 10 out of 10 and a 9.5 out of 10. So it's on an S tier. And for specific reasons I mentioned before, I really liked frutiger evil. I like almost everything about it. Just one nudge I didn't like about it is just that some of the the blacks could be too dark, but that's it. The rest of the stuff I love. So yeah. So this is the finished tier list. Comment down below if you liked it or not, and I'm going to get a few more seconds for you guys to look at it. Okay, to end the video, Sorry the Chipmunk wants to say something.
So to end the video, I would like to first thank the Liminal detective for including me in his frutiger aero video and for this lovely and amazing collab. And I would also like to thank all of you viewers for staying tuned and watching our video collab about the history, types, and ratings of frutiger aero. Thank you, and I've enjoyed filming the video. See you next time.